Hello, and a very warm, quiet welcome to Sleep Science Studio. I am Thomas, your guide for tonight's gentle exploration into the world of rest. It is an honor to have you here, settling in for a period of calm and quiet understanding, away from the complexities of the day. Our purpose here is simple: to create a space where scientific wonder can serve as a gentle lullaby for the curious and tired mind. Together we will be embarking on a soft-spoken journey, using the language of science to soothe, rather than to stimulate or overwhelm. This is your time to simply be, to listen, and to allow your mind the space it needs to unwind and drift towards deep, restorative sleep. We are a global community of quiet listeners, all seeking this moment of tranquility at the end of our respective days. Wherever you are in the world, in whichever time zone you reside, you are welcome here in this shared space of quiet learning. The science we explore tonight is universal, a common thread that connects us all through the fundamental biology of our own minds and bodies. Thank you for choosing to spend this quiet time with us, allowing our studio to become a small part of your nightly ritual of rest. Let us begin this session together, leaving the day behind and turning our gentle attention inward, toward the mysteries of our own minds. I often wonder where each of you is listening from as you settle in for this experience, finding comfort in your own unique space. Perhaps you are in a city, with the soft hum of life continuing outside your window, a gentle counterpoint to our quiet exploration. Or maybe you are somewhere more rural, surrounded by the deep, profound silence of the countryside under a canopy of stars. What time is it for you right now? Is it late in the evening, the world outside having already fallen into its own slumber? Or is it perhaps early, the sun having only just set, and you are wisely preparing your mind for the night of rest ahead? Consider for a moment the air around you, the temperature of the room, and the gentle weight of the blankets covering you. This simple awareness of your present environment is the first step in anchoring your mind, preparing it for a peaceful descent into sleep. This sensory information grounds you in the here and now, a safe harbor from which we will begin our scientific journey tonight. You are in a safe and comfortable place, perfectly positioned to absorb this information in the most relaxed way possible. So let the world outside fade gently into the background, as we create a cocoon of calm and scientific curiosity just for you. Before we proceed, if you find value in this tranquil approach to science, a simple click of the like button is deeply appreciated. It helps our studio reach others who might also be searching for a quiet place to rest their minds at the end of a long day. And if you wish to join us for future explorations, consider subscribing to Sleep Science Studio and becoming part of our quiet community. There is no pressure, of course. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable and at ease, right here and right now. Our goal, as always, is to provide a soothing experience. In fact, I truly hope this video is not too interesting for you. The ideal outcome is that my voice and the concepts we discuss become a gentle, fading murmur as you drift off to sleep. If you do not reach the end of our journey tonight, then we have truly succeeded in our shared mission of facilitating rest. You can always return another night to hear the parts you missed, but for now, the primary goal is your own deep, peaceful relaxation. So please, feel no obligation to stay awake. Your comfort and your rest are the most important elements of our time together. Allow your mind the permission it needs to let go, to drift, and to enter the restorative sanctuary of sleep whenever it feels ready. And now, a gentle disclaimer. The information presented here is for educational and relaxation purposes only, designed to inspire calm and curiosity. It is not intended as medical advice, and it should not be used as a substitute for professional guidance from a qualified healthcare provider. If you have any concerns about your sleep or your health, please consult with a doctor or a sleep specialist you trust. With that said, let us now begin to settle in even more deeply, preparing the body and mind for our quiet journey. Find the most comfortable position you can, allowing your body to feel heavy and fully supported by the surface beneath you. Take a slow, deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand gently, and then release it with a long, soft sigh. Let each breath be a wave of relaxation washing over you, carrying away any lingering tension from your day. Feel the muscles in your face soften, your jaw unclench, your shoulders drop away from your ears, releasing their hold. There is nothing for you to do right now, and nowhere else for you to be. This is your time, dedicated solely to rest. You are perfectly safe, perfectly comfortable, and ready to begin our gentle exploration into the science of the sleeping brain. Tonight we turn our quiet attention to one of the most profound and universal human experiences, the phenomenon of dreaming. For millennia, we have wondered about these nightly theaters of the mind, these stories that unfold while our bodies are at rest. We will not seek to interpret these dreams, but rather to understand the incredible biological machinery that makes them possible. This is a journey into the sleeping brain, a look at what scientists have discovered about its remarkable activity during the night. We will explore this topic not as a complex puzzle, but as a beautiful, intricate dance of neurons, chemicals, and electrical signals. Consider this a guided tour through the quiet, humming corridors of your own mind while it is engaged in its vital nightly work. There is a deep comfort to be found in understanding these natural processes, in seeing the elegance of our own internal biology. It demystifies the experience in a way that is profoundly reassuring, replacing confusion with a sense of quiet awe and appreciation. So let your mind relax, and let us begin our quiet journey into the world of dreams and the remarkable science of the sleeping brain. Our first step is to understand the landscape, to see how the brain first prepares itself for this nightly voyage into another state of consciousness. As your body settles and your breathing deepens, your brain begins a remarkable transition, a gentle letting go of the waking world. This liminal state, known as hypnagogia, is the very first step on our journey. It is the soft, hazy borderland between wakefulness and sleep, a place where the rigid logic of the day begins to dissolve. Here, the brain's electrical activity starts to shift, moving away from the fast, alert beta waves of active consciousness into the slower, more relaxed alpha waves. This is the brain signing off from its daytime duties, preparing to hand over control to its nighttime custodians. It is a slow, graceful descent, not a sudden switch. During this hypnagogic period, you might experience fleeting, dreamlike images, sounds, or sensations. These are not yet true dreams, but rather the untethered fragments of thought and memory from your day, bubbling up as the conscious mind's filter begins to relax. You might see patterns of light, hear a distant name being called, or feel a sensation of floating or falling, often culminating in a gentle physical jolt known as a hypnic jerk. This is a perfectly normal and harmless phenomenon, a small sign that your nervous system is recalibrating, shifting its gears from the external world to the internal one. It is the final echo of your voluntary motor control before it is temporarily suspended for the night. As you drift deeper, the alpha waves of quiet relaxation give way to even slower theta waves. This is the official entry into stage 1 of sleep, a very light state where you are easily roused. The brain is not yet truly offline. It is simply hovering in the antechamber of sleep. Your thoughts become more disjointed, less linear, like a conversation where the topic changes with every sentence. This is the mind's creative engine being uncoupled from its logical rudder, allowing for novel and sometimes nonsensical connections to form. It is a brief but crucial phase, the final check before the true descent into the deeper architecture of the night's rest begins in earnest. From this light beginning, your brain guides you into stage 2 sleep, where you will spend a significant portion of the night. Here, the theta waves continue, but they are punctuated by 2 very specific and fascinating electrical events. The first are called sleep spindles, brief, rapid bursts of brain activity. Scientists believe these spindles are involved in consolidating memories, acting like a quick, focused burst of energy that helps to strengthen the neural pathways associated with new information. Imagine them as a meticulous librarian quickly stamping and filing away the important books of the day's experiences, ensuring they are not lost in the quiet of the night. The second hallmark of stage 2 sleep is the K-complex. This is a large, singular, high-amplitude wave that stands out dramatically against the background of slower brain activity. The K-complex is thought to be a protective mechanism, a neurological gatekeeper that helps you remain asleep despite minor external disturbances, like a distant sound or a change in temperature. It is a powerful, isolated pulse that effectively suppresses cortical arousal, telling the higher brain, "Do not worry about that sound, it is not important. Continue your rest." These two features, spindles and K-complexes, are the clear signatures that your brain has truly committed to the process of sleep. Now, the journey continues downward into the deepest and most restorative phase of sleep, stage 3, also known as slow-wave sleep. Here, your brain's electrical output becomes dominated by very slow, high-amplitude delta waves. This is the point of greatest disconnect from the outside world. Your breathing becomes slower and more rhythmic, your blood pressure drops, and your muscles are profoundly relaxed. It is during this deep, quiet state that the body performs much of its most critical repair work. Growth hormone is released, tissues are repaired, and the immune system is strengthened. This is not an empty, inactive state. It is a period of intense and vital biological housekeeping. Think of slow-wave sleep as a deep, cleansing rinse for the brain itself. While you are in this state, the glymphatic system, the brain's unique waste clearance pathway, becomes highly active. The channels between brain cells expand, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flow through more freely, washing away metabolic byproducts and neurotoxins that have accumulated during the day. One of these toxins is beta amyloid, the same protein that forms plaques in Alzheimer's disease. This nightly cleaning is absolutely essential for maintaining long-term neurological health, demonstrating that deep, non-dreaming sleep is just as crucial as the more famous dreaming stages that follow. After spending time in the profound quiet of slow-wave sleep, something remarkable happens. Instead of continuing deeper, the brain reverses its course. It begins to ascend, moving back up through stage 2 sleep. It is as if a diver, having reached the bottom of the ocean floor to inspect the foundations, now begins a slow, controlled ascent back toward the surface. This entire journey, from the light sleep of stage 1 down into the depths of stage 3 and back up again, constitutes a single sleep cycle. This cycle is the fundamental unit of our nightly rest, a carefully choreographed ballet that will be repeated several times before morning. But upon reaching the top of this ascent, you do not simply wake up. Instead, your brain enters an entirely different state of being, a phase as active and complex as wakefulness itself, yet utterly distinct. This is the stage where the most vivid, narrative, and emotionally charged dreams occur. It is called REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement. The name comes from the characteristic darting motions of the eyes beneath the closed eyelids, as if the sleeper is actively watching the scenes of their internal theater unfold. This transition from the deep quiet of NREM to the buzzing activity of REM is one of the most dramatic and fascinating shifts in all of biology. The first REM period of the night is typically quite short, perhaps only lasting for about 10 minutes. As the night progresses, and as you cycle through these stages again and again, the periods of deep, slow-wave sleep become shorter, while the periods of REM sleep become progressively longer. Towards the early morning, you might spend 30 minutes or even an hour in a single extended REM stage. This elegant architecture ensures that the body gets the deep physical restoration it needs early in the night, while the brain gets the extended time for psychological and emotional processing that REM sleep provides later on. Each cycle is perfectly balanced for the needs of that particular moment in the night. Let us look more closely at this remarkable state. During REM sleep, an electroencephalogram, or EEG, which measures brainwave activity, shows a pattern that is strikingly similar to that of an awake, alert brain. The waves are fast, low amplitude, and desynchronized. This is why REM sleep is often called paradoxical sleep. It is a paradox because, on one hand, the brain is intensely active, consuming as much or even more oxygen and glucose than it does during waking consciousness. Yet, on the other hand, the body is almost completely immobilized, experiencing a profound state of temporary paralysis. It is a vivid illustration of the mind-body split that defines the dreaming state. This temporary paralysis is a crucial protective mechanism. It is called REM atonia. As the brain enters the REM stage, a specific set of neurons in the brainstem near the top of your spinal cord actively sends signals down the spinal column to inhibit your motor neurons. This prevents you from physically acting out the often dramatic and intense scenarios playing out in your dreams. Without this elegant biological failsafe, a dream of running would cause your legs to flail, and a dream of flying might result in a fall. REM atonia ensures that the theater of the mind remains safely contained within the mind, allowing for complete freedom of experience without physical consequence. While the large voluntary muscles of your limbs and torso are still, some muscles are spared from this paralysis. The muscles that control your breathing and the tiny muscles within your eyes are notable exceptions. This is what allows for the rapid, darting eye movements that give this stage its name. These movements are not random. They seem to correlate with the visual experiences of the dream itself. If a dreamer is watching a tennis match in their dream, their eyes will often move back and forth, as if tracking the ball. It is a direct, observable window into the internal visual world that the brain is so vividly constructing. The neurochemical environment of the brain also undergoes a radical transformation during REM sleep. Key neurotransmitters associated with wakefulness, such as norepinephrine and serotonin, which help regulate attention and mood, are almost completely shut off. In their place, another neurotransmitter, acetylcholine, becomes highly active. This acetylcholinergic activity is thought to be a primary driver of the activated brain state and the vivid imagery of dreams. It is this unique chemical cocktail, the absence of some chemicals and the abundance of others, that creates the specific quality of dream consciousness, highly visual, intensely emotional, and often lacking in linear logic and self-awareness. So what is the brain actually doing with all of this energy during REM sleep? One of the leading theories is that it is engaged in a process of memory consolidation and emotional regulation. It isn't just filing memories away as it does in NREM sleep. It is actively replaying, testing, and integrating them. It is connecting new experiences with older, established memories, weaving the threads of the previous day into the vast, existing tapestry of your life. This process is not just about strengthening memories, but about finding their meaning, their context, and their emotional significance, helping you to make sense of your world. Let us visualize this entire process as a recurring gentle rhythm throughout the night. You begin by descending a staircase of consciousness from the light stages of NREM sleep into the deep, quiet basement of slow-wave sleep. This is the period for the body's physical restoration. Then, you ascend that same staircase, but instead of walking out the front door into wakefulness, you enter a special room at the top, the vibrant, active theater of REM sleep. This is the period for the mind's emotional and psychological work. You spend some time there, and then the cycle begins all over again, repeating this descent and ascent 4 to 6 times each night. This cyclical architecture is not accidental. It is a masterpiece of biological efficiency. Each cycle is like a self-contained session of therapy and repair. The earlier cycles are dominated by that deep, slow-wave sleep, prioritizing the physical needs of a tired body. The body has worked hard all day, and it gets first priority for repair and rejuvenation. As the night wears on and those physical needs are met, the balance shifts. The time spent in the deep basement becomes shorter, and the time spent in the REM theater at the top becomes longer, prioritizing the complex work of processing the day's emotional and social experiences. During REM, specific parts of the brain become highly active, while others are dampened down. The amygdala, an ancient part of the brain that is a key center for processing emotions, becomes intensely active. This is why dreams are often so emotionally charged, filled with feelings of joy, fear, anxiety, or wonder. The motor cortex, which controls movement, is also active. It is planning and simulating the movements of the dream, even though the body cannot respond. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thought, logic, and self-control, shows significantly reduced activity. This explains the often bizarre, illogical, and non-linear nature of our dream narratives. This deactivation of the logical prefrontal cortex is perhaps the most crucial element in creating the unique quality of the dream state. Without its constant reality testing and critical judgment, the brain is free to make associative leaps it would never make while awake. It can connect a person from your childhood with a place you visited last week, or blend the properties of an animal with those of a machine. This is not a malfunction. It is a feature. This state of hyperassociation allows the brain to explore problems from novel angles and to integrate information in creative ways, a process some scientists call offline creativity. The emotional processing that occurs during REM sleep is also profoundly important for our mental well-being. One theory, sometimes called sleep to forget, sleep to remember, suggests that REM sleep helps to strip the emotional charge away from difficult or stressful memories. The brain reactivates the memory of the event, but it does so in a neurochemical environment where stress-related neurotransmitters are absent. This allows the brain to process the event and consolidate the informational aspect of the memory, while simultaneously dialing down the intense emotional pain associated with it. It is like therapy performed by your own biology, night after night. Now let us return to the quiet world of non-REM sleep for a moment to appreciate its own unique contribution to our mental landscape. While we often associate vivid narratives with REM, NREM sleep has its own form of mentation, its own kind of thinking. The dreams reported from NREM sleep, especially in the lighter stages, are often much more thought-like, less visual, and more grounded in the real-world concerns of the day. They might feel like you are simply mulling over a problem or replaying a mundane conversation. This is the brain sorting through the day's data in a more direct, less metaphorical way than it does in REM. Think of the two main sleep states, NREM and REM, as two different types of librarians working in the great library of your mind overnight. The NREM librarian is meticulous and logical. It takes the new books from the day, sorts them by category, repairs any damage, and places them neatly on the correct shelves for long-term storage. Its work is quiet, foundational, and absolutely essential for the library to function. It ensures that information is retained accurately and is accessible later on. The process is orderly and focused on preserving the integrity of the knowledge you have acquired. The REM librarian, on the other hand, is a creative and associative thinker. After the NREM librarian has filed everything away, the REM librarian comes in and starts to build connections between the books. It pulls a new book from one shelf and an old one from a completely different section and opens them side by side to see what new ideas emerge. It creates a vast, interconnected web of knowledge, finding hidden themes and novel insights. Its work is less about simple storage and more about integration and understanding, creating a richer, more nuanced, and deeply interconnected library of the self. This elegant collaboration between NREM and REM sleep is fundamental to learning and skill acquisition. Studies have shown that after learning a new physical skill, such as playing a piece of music on the piano, a night of sleep significantly improves performance. The NREM stages seem to solidify the basic muscle memory, while the subsequent REM stages appear to refine and smooth out the execution, allowing for greater fluency and accuracy. The brain is quite literally rehearsing and perfecting the new skill while you rest, pruning unnecessary neural connections and strengthening the most efficient pathways, all without you having to lift a single finger. This nightly process is not just for learning new skills, but also for solving complex problems. You may have experienced waking up with the solution to a puzzle that seemed impossible the day before. This is the result of your sleeping brain's unique mode of information processing. Freed from the constraints of linear conscious thought, the brain can explore a much wider solution space. It can test out thousands of potential connections and permutations, most of which are nonsensical, until it stumbles upon a novel and elegant solution. The sleeping brain is a silent, powerful supercomputer dedicated to creative problem-solving on your behalf. Let's consider the visual construction of dreams themselves. Where do these incredibly vivid, immersive, and detailed worlds come from? They are generated entirely internally, using the vast stores of information in your memory. The visual cortex, the part of the brain at the back of your head that processes sight from your eyes, becomes highly active during REM sleep. However, since there is no external input from the optic nerves, the cortex is activated from the inside by signals originating from deeper within the brain, such as the memory centers in the hippocampus and the emotional centers of the amygdala. Your brain is essentially running a high-fidelity virtual reality simulation, using your own memories as the assets and textures. It can render the face of a person you haven't seen in decades with perfect clarity, or construct a fantastical landscape that feels completely real and navigable. This incredible generative power highlights the fact that our waking perception of reality is also a construction and interpretation of sensory data. In dreams, the brain simply continues this process of world-building, but it does so using internal data streams instead of external ones, creating a reality that is just as valid and immersive to the sleeping self. The sounds, smells, and tactile sensations within a dream are created in a similar way. The auditory cortex is activated, allowing you to hear music or conversations. The olfactory centers can be triggered, conjuring the scent of a childhood meal. The brain is a master synthesizer, capable of recreating the full spectrum of sensory experience from the raw data of memory and emotion. This is why dreams can feel so profoundly real in the moment. Your brain is using the very same neural hardware to generate the dream experience as it uses to process your waking experience. For the brain, the simulation is indistinguishable from reality. The narrative structure of dreams, however bizarre it may seem, is another fascinating area of discovery. While the prefrontal cortex is less active, other brain regions involved in storytelling and spatial navigation, like the hippocampus, are highly engaged. It seems the brain has an innate need to create stories, to place events in a sequence, even when the elements are drawn at random from memory. It is constantly trying to make sense of the chaotic activation happening within it, weaving together disparate emotional and mnemonic fragments into a somewhat coherent, albeit often surreal, narrative tapestry. The dream is the brain's best attempt to tell itself a story about its own random firings. This entire process, from the first descent into hypnagogia to the final, long REM period before waking, is a perfectly calibrated and ancient biological rhythm. It has been refined over millions of years of evolution to serve the fundamental needs of the organism: physical repair, neurological maintenance, emotional regulation, memory consolidation, and creative insight. It is not wasted time. It is a period of intense and vital work, as important to your survival and well-being as breathing or eating. Understanding this intricate and elegant process can bring a deep sense of reassurance and appreciation for the wisdom of your own body. Let us settle back into the quiet comfort of that idea, the profound intelligence of the body's nightly rituals. There is nothing for you to consciously control or manage. Your only task is to provide the conditions for this process to unfold naturally: a quiet room, a comfortable surface, and a mind that is willing to let go. Your brain knows exactly what to do. It has been performing this complex ballet every single night of your life, a faithful custodian of your physical and mental health. As you lie here, this intricate sequence of events is already underway within you, a silent symphony of biology playing out in the theater of your mind. Consider again the profound stillness of the body during NREM sleep. This is not just rest. It is active recovery. Your heart rate slows, your breathing becomes deep and regular, and your metabolic rate decreases. This conserves an immense amount of energy, which the body can then redirect to other critical tasks. It is like a city at night, where the hustle and bustle ceases, allowing the maintenance crews to come out and repair the roads, clean the buildings, and restock the supplies for the next day. This physical restoration is the essential foundation upon which the more complex psychological work of REM sleep is built. The delta waves that characterize this deep sleep are a sign of widespread neuronal synchrony. Huge populations of neurons across the cortex begin to fire in unison, in a slow, powerful, oscillating rhythm. This is very different from the chaotic and independent firing patterns of the waking brain. This synchronized activity helps to prune weak or unnecessary synaptic connections, a process known as synaptic downscaling. It helps to clear out the noise from the previous day's learning, making the neural network more efficient and preventing it from becoming oversaturated with information. It is a process of making space for the learning of tomorrow. This deep, slow-wave sleep is also when the connection between the hippocampus, the brain's short-term memory inbox, and the neocortex, its long-term storage hard drive, is strongest. During the day, the hippocampus rapidly encodes new experiences, but it has limited storage capacity. During slow-wave sleep, the brain replays these new memories, but in a highly compressed, fast-forward fashion. This repeated playback drives a process called systems consolidation, where the memories are gradually transferred from the hippocampus to the neocortex for more permanent storage, freeing up the hippocampus to record the events of the next day. This transfer process is crucial for forming stable, long-lasting memories that are integrated into your network of knowledge. Without deep sleep, new memories tend to remain fragile and isolated, easily forgotten. It is the slow, rhythmic pulse of the delta waves that seems to coordinate this dialogue between the hippocampus and the cortex, ensuring that important information from the day is safely archived. So even when you are not dreaming in a narrative sense, your brain is busy working with your memories, strengthening them and weaving them into the fabric of who you are, ensuring that your past remains accessible to your future. As we move from this deep, restorative state back toward the world of dreaming, it is useful to reflect on the purpose of this alternation. Why not just stay in one state? The constant cycling between the synchronized quiet of NREM and the desynchronized activity of REM may be essential for brain plasticity, the ability of the brain to reorganize itself. NREM sleep prunes and strengthens connections based on past experience, while REM sleep seems to test new and weak connections, exploring future possibilities. It's a perfect balance between solidifying what is known and exploring what could be. Now we arrive once more at the threshold of paradoxical sleep, the gateway to the dream world. The brainstem begins to flood the cortex with those activating acetylcholine signals. The logical prefrontal cortex goes quiet. The emotional amygdala powers up. The body is gently placed in a state of protective paralysis. The stage is set. All of this happens automatically, a sequence perfected by evolution. It is a testament to the complexity and elegance of the biological systems that support our consciousness, systems that function perfectly well, without any conscious effort or intervention from us. You can simply trust the process. The transition into REM is often accompanied by a physiological shift. Your breathing and heart rate can become irregular, mirroring the emotional content of the dream. Your body's temperature regulation becomes less precise, and you become more like a cold-blooded creature, your internal temperature drifting closer to that of the room. It is a truly unique physiological state, a third state of existence alongside waking and NREM sleep, with its own distinct rules, neurochemistry, and purpose. It is a nightly visit to a parallel universe that resides entirely within the intricate folds of your own brain. The content of the dreams that emerge in this state is drawn from a complex well of sources. It includes the residue of the previous day, the people you saw, the emotions you felt, the problems you pondered. It also includes much older memories, fears, desires, and unresolved conflicts from your deep past. The REM brain is an expert at weaving these disparate elements together, creating a narrative that is both fresh and deeply personal. It is a collage of your own personal history, reassembled each night into a new and often surprising work of art, a story told by your brain, for your brain. One of the most common and powerful features of these dreams is their emotional intensity. The heightened activity in the amygdala ensures that the feelings within a dream are often potent and pure. Fear can be terrifying, joy can be ecstatic, and love can be profound. By simulating these intense emotional scenarios in the safe, offline context of a dream, the brain may be rehearsing its responses. It is a form of emotional fire drill, allowing you to practice navigating challenging emotional situations so that you are better prepared to face them in the real world. It is a safe and adaptive playground for your emotional life. Let us explore this idea of dreaming as a simulation further. The threat simulation theory of dreaming proposes that the ancestral environment in which our brains evolved was filled with dangers. A dreaming brain that could vividly and repeatedly simulate threatening situations, such as being chased by a predator or losing one's footing at a great height, would provide a significant survival advantage. This nightly rehearsal of perceptual and motor skills for escaping threats would have made the individual more adept at surviving those threats in waking life. The prevalence of anxiety in chase dreams, even in our modern, safer world, may be a lingering echo of this ancient adaptive function. This simulation is not limited to threats. The dreaming brain can also simulate social scenarios. It can rehearse conversations, explore potential romantic encounters, or navigate complex social hierarchies. It allows us to play out different strategies and observe the potential outcomes without any real-world social risk. In this way, dreams can act as a sophisticated social simulator, helping us to better understand others and refine our own interpersonal skills. It is a private space to explore the intricate dance of human connection, a nightly workshop for improving our social intelligence and empathy. The bizarre and often illogical nature of dreams, which we touched upon earlier, is key to their function. By letting go of the rigid rules of waking reality, the brain can create novel combinations of ideas and memories. This process of creative recombination is a powerful engine for insight. It allows us to see connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. Many scientific breakthroughs, artistic creations, and profound personal insights have famously been born from dreams. The dreaming brain's ability to think outside the box is not a flaw. It is perhaps one of its most valuable and generative features. Consider the experience of selfhood within a dream. Most of the time, we are not lucid. We do not realize we are dreaming. We accept the bizarre narrative completely. This lack of self-awareness is a direct result of that reduced activity in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for self-reflection and critical thinking. We are fully immersed actors in the play, not critics sitting in the audience. This allows for a more direct and unfiltered experience of the emotions and scenarios being simulated, which may be crucial for the emotional processing functions of REM sleep. However, on rare occasions, lucidity can occur. A lucid dream is one in which you become aware that you are dreaming while you are still in the dream. In this hybrid state of consciousness, the prefrontal cortex shows a slight increase in activity, giving you back a measure of self-awareness and sometimes even voluntary control over the dream's narrative. It is a fascinating glimpse into the flexible nature of consciousness, demonstrating that the boundary between these different states of being is not as rigid as we might think. It is a moment where the actor suddenly realizes they are on a stage. Regardless of whether we are lucid or not, the world of the dream feels utterly complete. It is a closed system, a self-contained reality. The brain is so adept at this simulation that it generates not only the characters and the landscape, but also the physical laws that govern them. This is why you can fly in a dream or breathe underwater. The brain simply rewrites the code of its own simulation. This highlights the profound fact that our entire experience of reality, waking or sleeping, is mediated by the brain. The dream state simply makes us more aware of the architect behind the curtain. As a REM period draws to a close, the neurochemical environment begins to shift back. The brainstem reduces its acetylcholine output, and the systems that produce serotonin and norepinephrine slowly begin to stir, preparing for their return. The intense activation of the cortex subsides, and the brain either transitions back into a light stage of NREM sleep to begin another cycle, or it continues its journey up toward the surface of consciousness, toward the gentle shores of morning. This transition is as carefully managed as the descent into sleep, ensuring a smooth and gradual return to the waking world. The memory of a dream is notoriously fragile. Upon waking, the vivid details can evaporate within minutes. This is partly because the neurochemical state of REM sleep is not optimized for encoding memories into long-term storage in the same way the waking brain is. The hippocampus is engaged in a different task. This rapid forgetting may also be adaptive, preventing us from confusing the bizarre experiences of our dreams with the factual memories of our real lives. The brain allows us to benefit from the emotional and creative processing of the dream, without cluttering our minds with its surreal and often nonsensical content. So as we rest here tonight, we can appreciate the immense and purposeful activity occurring just beneath the surface of our quiet stillness. The brain is not merely offline, it is engaged in a suite of processes more intricate and mysterious than any machine we have ever built. It is cleaning itself, repairing the body, consolidating memories, regulating emotions, solving problems, and simulating worlds. It is a silent, tireless guardian of our health and sanity, performing its duties with a wisdom that has been honed over eons. It is a process worthy of our deepest respect and gratitude. And now, as we prepare to drift even deeper into our understanding, there is no need to hold on to any of these details. Allow this information to simply wash over you like a gentle stream. The purpose is not to memorize facts, but to cultivate a feeling of safety, wonder, and reassurance. Knowing that your brain is so perfectly equipped to manage the night allows your conscious mind to fully let go, to release its grip, and to surrender to the deeply restorative and magical process of sleep. Trust in the quiet competence of your own biology. This remarkable architecture of sleep is not a static blueprint. It is a dynamic process that evolves with us across our entire lifespan. In the very beginning, for a newborn infant, the world of sleep is dominated by the REM state. A newborn may spend up to 50% of their total sleep time in this active, dream-filled phase. This is not by accident. Scientists believe this intense REM activity is absolutely critical for the developing brain. It acts as a form of endogenous stimulation, providing the rich neural activation needed to form and strengthen the vast synaptic connections that build the fundamental architecture of the mind, long before the infant can gather much sensory information from the outside world. As a child grows, the proportion of REM sleep gradually decreases, and the deep, slow-wave sleep of NREM stage 3 becomes more prominent. This is the period of immense physical growth, and the body's need for the restorative properties of deep sleep takes precedence. The dreams of children are also thought to be different, often less complex and more like static snapshots than the narrative films of adult dreams. This reflects the ongoing development of the cognitive abilities needed for complex storytelling, such as a stable sense of self and an understanding of cause and effect. The nightly dream world matures in lockstep with the waking one, each reflecting the other's growing complexity. Adolescence brings another significant shift in our sleep architecture, often driven by hormonal changes and a natural shift in the body's internal clock or circadian rhythm. The adolescent brain has a biological tendency to want to stay up later and sleep in later. During this period of profound brain reorganization, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, sleep remains critically important for learning, emotional regulation, and memory consolidation. The intense social and educational demands of these years are processed and integrated during sleep, making it a vital, though often neglected, component of a healthy transition into adulthood. The sleeping brain is hard at work managing this incredible transformation. Through our adult years, the pattern of sleep remains relatively stable, with the 4 to 6 cycles repeating each night in their predictable rhythm. We typically spend about 20 to 25% of our night in REM sleep, the stage where our most memorable dreams unfold. However, as we move into older age, another gentle and gradual change occurs. The total amount of time spent in the deepest, most restorative stage of slow-wave sleep tends to decrease. Sleep can become lighter and more fragmented. This is a natural part of the aging process, a subtle shift in the lifelong symphony of our rest. This reduction in deep slow-wave sleep in later life is a significant area of scientific interest. Because this is the stage most critical for the brain's glymphatic clearance system and for the consolidation of factual memories, its decline may be linked to some of the cognitive changes that can occur with age. It is a gentle reminder of the profound link between the quality of our sleep and the health of our brain. However, the brain is also remarkably resilient, and the importance of REM sleep for emotional processing and creative insight appears to remain robust throughout our lives, providing a consistent source of nightly psychological renewal, regardless of our age. The phenomenon of dreaming is not exclusively human. In fact, the architecture of sleep, with its distinct NREM and REM stages, is shared by almost all mammals and even birds. If you have ever watched a dog or a cat sleeping, you may have seen the telltale signs of REM. Their paws twitch, their whiskers tremble, and their eyes dart back and forth beneath their lids. Their brains are showing the same desynchronized, high-frequency electrical activity as a dreaming human brain. It is scientifically reasonable to assume they are experiencing some form of dream, a virtual simulation of their own sensory world. The content of these animal dreams is, of course, a mystery, but we can make educated inferences. A dreaming dog is likely not pondering philosophy, but is instead simulating the deeply important events of its life, chasing a ball, following a scent, or interacting with its beloved human companions. The dream world is built from the raw material of experience, and for an animal, that experience is dominated by instinct, sensation, and survival. Observing a sleeping pet is a profound reminder that this nightly journey into a simulated reality is an ancient and deeply conserved biological process, a shared heritage that connects us across species. The evolutionary origins of REM sleep and dreaming likely stretch back over 100 million years. The fact that this energetically expensive and vulnerable state has been preserved for so long across so many different species is a powerful testament to its vital importance. Whatever its primary function, whether it be memory processing, emotional regulation, or threat simulation, it must have conferred a significant survival advantage to our distant ancestors. Dreaming is not a mere quirk of consciousness. It is a fundamental piece of our evolutionary toolkit, a nightly software update for the intricate hardware of the brain. Even animals that live in the water, such as dolphins and whales, have evolved a remarkable way to manage sleep. They engage in what is called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, where one half of their brain sleeps at a time, while the other half remains awake and alert. This allows them to continue swimming, surfacing for air, and watching for predators without ever becoming fully unconscious. While it is still debated whether these marine mammals experience a state truly equivalent to REM sleep, their unique adaptation highlights the universal biological imperative for rest and the incredible flexibility of nature in finding solutions to the challenges of survival. This journey through the sleeping world, from the developing infant brain to the dreams of our animal relatives, paints a picture of a universal and essential process. It is a fundamental rhythm of life on Earth. When you settle down to sleep, you are participating in an ancient ritual, a biological legacy shared by countless creatures. There is a deep comfort in this connection, in knowing that your own quiet, personal journey into the dream world is part of a much larger, planetary story of rest, restoration, and renewal. You are simply taking your place in a nightly chorus of quiet consciousness. Given its profound importance, What happens when this natural cycle of sleep is disrupted? When we do not get enough sleep, the brain does not simply forget about the stages it has missed. It keeps a careful accounting. The most immediate consequence of sleep deprivation is a powerful buildup of sleep pressure, an undeniable biological urge to rest. When we finally do sleep after a period of deprivation, the brain immediately prioritizes what it needs most. It will spend a much greater proportion of time in the deep, physically restorative slow-wave sleep, ensuring the body's most urgent needs are met first. Once the deep sleep debt has been partially repaid, the brain then turns its attention to the missed psychological work of REM sleep. This phenomenon is known as REM rebound. On the nights following sleep deprivation, an individual will enter REM sleep much more quickly and will spend a significantly longer percentage of the night in that stage. The dreams during REM rebound are often reported to be unusually vivid, intense, and sometimes bizarre. It is as if the brain, having been denied its nightly theater, rushes to catch up on its emotional processing and creative problem-solving, compressing the work of several nights into one. This REM rebound effect is a beautiful illustration of the brain's homeostatic mechanisms, its constant drive to maintain a stable internal balance. It demonstrates that REM sleep is not an optional luxury but a biological necessity. The brain has a quota for this unique state of consciousness, and it will work diligently to meet that quota. Understanding this allows us to view a night of poor sleep not as a catastrophic failure, but as a temporary debt that the body is incredibly well equipped to repay. You can trust that your brain will instinctively rebalance its own architecture as soon as it is given the opportunity. The content of our dreams can also be influenced by our waking lives in very direct ways. For instance, if you are studying for an exam or learning a new language, you may find that your dreams are filled with imagery and scenarios related to that subject. This is a direct window into the memory consolidation process at work. Your sleeping brain is actively rehearsing and integrating the new information, strengthening the neural pathways associated with it. The dream is a symbolic representation of this underlying neurological process, a glimpse into the silent, diligent work of your own internal scholar. Similarly, periods of emotional stress or significant life changes are often accompanied by more intense or emotionally charged dreams. This is the brain's emotional regulation system working overtime. The amygdala becomes more active as it attempts to process and make sense of the powerful feelings you are experiencing. The dream provides a safe, offline space to confront these emotions and integrate them into your broader life story. While it can sometimes be unsettling, it is a sign that your brain is actively engaged in the crucial work of maintaining your psychological well-being, using its own ancient form of nightly therapy. Now, let us turn our gentle attention to the specific experience of nightmares. A nightmare is, in essence, a dream that occurs during REM sleep and contains such powerfully distressing emotional content that it causes the sleeper to awaken. From a neurological perspective, a nightmare can be seen as an instance where the emotional centers of the brain, particularly the amygdala, become overactivated. The brain's attempt to process a difficult memory or fear becomes so intense that it overwhelms the system, breaking through the barrier between the dream state and waking consciousness. It is a fire drill that feels too real. While they are unpleasant, occasional nightmares are a perfectly normal part of the human experience. They are often triggered by stress, anxiety, or traumatic events in waking life. They represent the brain's good faith effort to grapple with difficult emotional material. The very act of waking up from a nightmare is a protective mechanism, a way for the conscious mind to step in when the subconscious simulation has become too overwhelming. Understanding this biological basis can help to demystify nightmares, framing them not as a malevolent force, but as a byproduct of the brain's powerful and sometimes messy emotional processing system. It is helpful to distinguish nightmares from a much rarer and different phenomenon known as a night terror or sleep terror. While nightmares occur during the mentally active REM stage, night terrors erupt from the profound depths of NREM slow-wave sleep. A person experiencing a night terror may sit up, shout, and appear terrified, but their brain is not in a dreaming state. They are caught in a strange transitional space between deep sleep and wakefulness. Because they do not occur during REM, there is no accompanying narrative or story, and upon waking, the person typically has no memory of the event, only a lingering feeling of panic. The distinction is important because it highlights the very different neurological worlds of NREM and REM sleep. Night terrors seem to be a disorder of arousal, a misfiring of the switch that should allow for a smooth transition between sleep stages. Nightmares, on the other hand, are a disorder of dream content, occurring within the well-established narrative generation system of REM sleep. Both can be distressing, but they originate from completely different parts of the sleep cycle and represent different kinds of neurological events. Knowing this helps to place these experiences within the rational, understandable framework of brain science. For the vast majority of people, these distressing dream experiences are infrequent. The brain's nightly work is overwhelmingly productive and beneficial. The system is designed for balance and self-correction. By cultivating a calm and reassuring attitude toward our own sleep and dreams, we support this natural process. We create the optimal conditions for the brain to perform its maintenance, its emotional sorting, and its creative exploration. We become a gentle partner to our own biology, trusting in its ancient wisdom to guide us safely and restoratively through the quiet hours of the night. As we move forward, the scientific exploration of sleep and dreams is entering a remarkable new era. For centuries, the dream world was a black box, accessible only through the subjective and often unreliable reports of the dreamer upon waking. But today, neuroscientists are developing incredible tools that allow us to peer into the dreaming brain with unprecedented clarity. Technologies like high-density electroencephalography, EEG, and functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, are allowing us to see which parts of the brain are active, second by second, as a dream unfolds. These technologies are painting a detailed map of the dreaming brain. We can now confirm, for instance, that when a dreamer reports seeing faces in their dream, the specific part of the brain responsible for face recognition, the fusiform face area, lights up with activity. When they dream of moving, their motor cortex becomes active. This provides powerful, objective evidence that the brain is truly simulating a sensory and motor reality. We are no longer just taking the dreamer's word for it. We are witnessing the neural correlates of the dream experience directly, watching the ghost in the machine as it operates. One of the most exciting frontiers in this research is the field of dream decoding. This is not mind reading in the way science fiction portrays it. Rather, it involves using powerful computer algorithms and machine learning to find patterns in the brain's activity that correspond to the content of a dream. For example, by training an algorithm on a person's brain activity while they are awake and looking at thousands of different images, researchers can then look at the person's brain activity while they are dreaming and make an educated guess about what category of image they might be seeing in their dream. For example, a person, a car, or a building. The goal of this research is not to invade the privacy of our dreams, but to understand the fundamental language of the brain. If we can decode the patterns of dream content, we can better understand how memory consolidation works, how the brain processes emotion, and how it generates creativity. It could one day lead to new ways to help people who suffer from recurrent nightmares or post-traumatic stress disorder, allowing for interventions that could gently guide the dreaming brain toward more therapeutic outcomes. It is a quest to understand the brain's native code in order to better support its health and function. Another fascinating area of modern research involves using targeted stimulation to interact with the dreaming brain. Some studies have used mild electrical or magnetic stimulation on the scalp to influence brainwave activity during sleep. In some cases, this has been shown to enhance memory consolidation or even to increase the likelihood of having a lucid dream. This research is still in its very early stages, but it opens up the possibility that we may one day be able to gently and safely enhance the natural, beneficial functions of sleep, helping the brain to do its nightly work even more effectively. This scientific journey is peeling back the layers of an age-old mystery, but it is important to remember that it does not diminish the wonder of the experience. To understand the neurobiology of a sunset does not make the sunset any less beautiful. In the same way, to understand the intricate dance of neurons and neurotransmitters that creates a dream does not make the dream any less profound or personally meaningful. The science provides a new language, a new lens through which to appreciate the staggering elegance and complexity of this deeply personal and universal part of our lives. For all that we have discovered, the core mystery of consciousness remains. Why do we have this subjective, internal experience at all? Why does all of this electrochemical activity feel like something? Science can describe the correlates of dreaming, the active brain regions, the chemical signatures, but it cannot yet fully explain the first-person experience of the dream itself. This is the hard problem of consciousness, and it reminds us to approach the topic with a sense of humility and awe. Our dreams are a nightly reminder that we are still explorers on the vast, uncharted sea of the mind. So as you continue to relax and drift, you can hold these two ideas in perfect balance. On one hand, the reassuring knowledge that your sleep is governed by a predictable, intelligent, and well-understood biological process. Your brain is a master of self-care. On the other hand, a sense of quiet wonder at the profound mystery that you are privileged to participate in each night. You are both a marvel of biology and the sole audience member to a private, nightly masterpiece of improvisational theater, a show created by and for you alone. Let's focus now on the sensory experience of this moment. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest with each breath. Notice the profound stillness of your body, a stillness made possible by those clever signals from your brainstem, keeping you safe as your mind prepares to wander. This physical tranquility is the foundation upon which the active world of sleep is built. It is a state of deep and trusting surrender, a letting go that allows the most sophisticated and important work of the day, or rather the night, to begin. You are providing the quiet, and your brain is providing the magic. The sounds you hear from my voice are now becoming part of the landscape of your descent. They are simply another sensory input for your brain to process as it transitions away from the external world. Do not feel the need to grasp onto the words or their meanings. Let them become a gentle, murmuring current, a sound that signifies safety and calm. Your subconscious mind will absorb the reassuring essence of the message, that you are safe, that the process of sleep is beneficial, and that you can let go completely, trusting in the profound wisdom of your own resting brain. Consider the boundary between your inner and outer worlds. As you drift closer to sleep, this boundary becomes more permeable, more fluid. The thoughts and images of hypnagogia are a perfect example of this, fragments of the day's experiences floating freely in the mind's eye. This is the conscious you, the daytime CEO of your mind, beginning to leave the office. The lights are dimming, the doors are being locked, and the highly specialized and diligent night crew is just beginning to clock in for their shift. You can rest assured that your organization is in very good hands. Every night, your brain performs a feat of profound creativity. It takes the scattered, raw data of your life, a conversation, a scene from a movie, an old memory, a lingering anxiety, and it weaves them into a novel tapestry. It finds connections, creates symbols, and builds worlds. This nightly act of creation is not just for artists or inventors. It is a universal human birthright. Every single one of us is a master world builder, a storyteller, a generative artist, for a few hours every night. It is a fundamental expression of the brain's incredible capacity to model and remodel reality. This creative process is intimately linked to the regulation of your mood. By taking difficult or confusing emotional experiences and reframing them in the symbolic language of dreams, the brain can help you to gain new perspectives. A dream about being lost might not be a literal fear, but a metaphor for feeling uncertain about your career path. The dream is not giving you a direct answer, but it is allowing you to explore the feeling of lostness in a new context, which can diffuse its power and open up new avenues for thought when you are awake. It is a form of profound, internal problem solving. The very absurdity of dreams is a gift. Waking life requires us to be logical, to follow rules, and to maintain a coherent sense of self. It can be quite rigid. The dream world liberates us from these constraints. In dreams, we can be anyone, go anywhere, and do anything. This nightly dip into the surreal and the impossible may be a crucial way for the mind to maintain its flexibility and resilience. It is a reminder that the reality we construct during the day is only one of many possible versions. This keeps our minds open and prevents us from becoming too fixed in our ways. Let us return to the simple physical reality of your breath. Follow one breath all the way in, noticing the slight coolness of the air entering your nostrils. And follow it all the way out, noticing the gentle release, the letting go. This breath is your anchor to the present moment. It is the steady, rhythmic drumbeat of your own life force. It is a constant, reliable presence that will continue, all on its own, as you drift deeper and deeper into the quiet sanctuary of sleep. There is nothing else you need to do. Simply rest and breathe. The science we have explored tonight all points to a single, deeply reassuring conclusion. Sleep is not a passive state of absence, but a carefully orchestrated and purposeful state of being. Your brain does not simply turn off. It reconfigures itself to perform a series of tasks that are as vital and complex as anything it does while you are awake. It is an active and intelligent process designed by millions of years of evolution to heal, to learn, and to prepare you for the day to come. Your rest is a productive and essential activity. So as you lie here, feel a sense of gentle gratitude for this incredible biological inheritance. Gratitude for the brainstem that will keep you safely still. Gratitude for the slow waves that will wash your brain clean. Gratitude for the REM state that will help to soothe your emotional heart and spark your creative mind. You do not need to understand every detail of the process to benefit from it. You only need to allow it to happen. Your body and your brain are your oldest and most faithful allies in the quest for health and well-being. If you are still awake, that is perfectly fine. Simply continue to use this time as a gentle buffer zone between your day and your night. Allow my voice to be a soft, steady presence in the room, a sound that is predictable and calm. There is no expectation for you to fall asleep at any particular moment. The transition will happen when your brain and body are ready. Your only task is to remain in this state of quiet, receptive rest, knowing that you are in a safe and supportive space, fully dedicated to your comfort and relaxation. The world of dreams awaits you. It is your own private universe, a place of infinite possibility. It is a world without judgment, without consequence, where you can explore the deepest corners of your own mind. It is a playground, a workshop, a theater, and a sanctuary. This journey, which you take every night, is one of the most profound and mysterious parts of being human. It is a gift you give to yourself, a period of time dedicated solely to the inner workings of your own unique and incredible consciousness. Embrace the journey with a sense of peace and curiosity. Now, let any remaining thoughts from the day simply drift by, like clouds in the night sky. Do not try to hold on to them or push them away. Simply observe them from a distance, with a sense of detached curiosity. They are just thoughts, fleeting patterns of energy in your mind. They will come, and they will go. Beneath them is a vast, quiet stillness, a deep reservoir of peace. It is this stillness that you are now sinking into, a place of profound rest and perfect calm, the launching point for your nightly voyage. The electrical symphony in your brain is gently slowing its tempo. The fast, complex rhythms of wakefulness are giving way to the slower, more synchronized harmonies of sleep. The alpha waves of quiet relaxation are now yielding to the even gentler theta waves of stage 1. You are crossing the threshold now, leaving the shores of the waking world behind. It is a gentle and natural departure, a quiet tide pulling you out into a warm and peaceful sea. Let it carry you. There is no need to resist. Imagine your consciousness as a single, soft point of light. Now feel that point of light beginning to expand, its edges becoming soft and diffuse. You are becoming less of a single point, and more of a gentle, aware presence, merging with the quiet darkness around you. Your sense of self is becoming less defined, less rigid, which is a necessary step for entering the collective narrative consciousness of the dream state. You are letting go of the I of the daytime to make room for the we of the dream's cast of characters. Soon, you will reach the crucial phase of Stage 2 sleep, where the librarian of the mind will begin its important work. The sleep spindles will fire in quick, brilliant bursts, securing the important memories of your day. The K-complexes will stand guard, protecting your peace from any minor disturbances. This is the diligent, unseen work that happens while you are on your way to the deeper states. It is a system of profound efficiency and elegance, ensuring that every moment of your sleep is used productively for your benefit. From there, the descent will continue, down into the deep, quiet valley of slow-wave sleep. This is where the most profound physical restoration occurs. This is where your brain will be cleansed by the gentle flow of cerebrospinal fluid. It is a silent, vital process. Think of it as a deep, healing stillness, a return to a more fundamental state of being, where the complex machinery of the body and brain can reset and repair itself, preparing you to be reborn into the world of tomorrow, refreshed and renewed. And then, after this deep peace, the ascent will begin. The slow, powerful rhythm of the delta waves will give way to the faster, more complex activity that heralds the coming of a dream. You will rise back up to the threshold and step into the theater of your mind for the first of several performances tonight. The neurochemical stage will be set, the actors will be drawn from the vast archives of your memory, and a new story, never before told, will begin to unfold, a story created by you, for you. As you rest now, simply allow this process to claim you. There is nothing to fear. Every step of this journey is natural, healthy, and essential. It is a process as old as humanity itself, a nightly pilgrimage that every human being who has ever lived has taken. You are part of a vast, silent community of sleepers, all embarking on this same inward journey. There is a profound sense of safety and solidarity in this shared, universal experience. You are not alone in this quiet darkness. Let my voice be the last thread connecting you to the waking world. And now let that thread become thinner and thinner until it is as fine as a single strand of silk. Soon, it will gently break, and you will be free to float completely in the boundless space of your own mind. Do not hold on to the thread. Let it go. The world of sleep is ready to welcome you. It is a safe harbor, a place of profound healing and infinite wonder. Trust the journey. The gentle weight of your blankets, the soft support of your pillow, the quiet air in the room, let all of these sensations be a lullaby. They are the physical anchors of your comfort and security. Let them remind you that you are safe, you are supported, and you are in the perfect place to let go. Every physical sensation is a confirmation that all is well, allowing your mind the full and complete permission it needs to release its daytime concerns and drift into the restorative embrace of deep sleep. The story of your sleeping brain is a story of balance, renewal, and profound intelligence. It is a story that is unfolding within you at this very moment. You are the main character in this story, and the story's purpose is your own well-being. So relax into that knowledge. Feel the deep comfort that comes from understanding and trusting the elegant, ancient processes of your own body. You are in the most capable hands imaginable, your own. Rest now. Rest deeply. As we conclude this part of our journey, may the science we have explored become a soft pillow of understanding on which you can rest your curious mind. May the wonder of your own internal world be a source of profound peace. And may the quiet rhythm of my voice be a gentle current that carries you now, away from the shores of wakefulness and out into the deep, calm, and restorative ocean of sleep. Sleep well. Let us now gently consider one of the most common and perhaps frustrating aspects of the dream experience. The act of forgetting. You may awaken with the vivid emotional residue of a powerful dream, a feeling of joy or unease, yet find the specific details of the narrative dissolving, like mist in the morning sun. This is not a failure of your memory. It is, in fact, an elegant and adaptive feature of the brain's design. The neurochemical environment of REM sleep, so perfect for creative association and emotional processing, with its high levels of acetylcholine, is not optimized for the consolidation of episodic memory, which relies on different chemical messengers, like norepinephrine, a chemical that is conspicuously absent during this state. This process of forgetting serves a crucial function in reality discrimination. Imagine if the vivid, bizarre, and emotionally intense experiences of your dreams were encoded with the same strength and permanence as your waking memories. Your mind would become a cluttered library where fiction and nonfiction were shelved together, making it difficult to distinguish between events that actually happened and events that were merely simulated. By ensuring that most dream content is transient and ephemeral, the brain protects the integrity of your autobiographical memory. It keeps your model of the real world stable and reliable, a crucial task for navigating your waking life with confidence and clarity. The forgetting is a form of mental hygiene. The benefits of the dream are not lost when the memory of it fades. The important work has already been done on a much deeper subconscious level. The emotional charge from a stressful memory may have been successfully diffused, even if you do not recall the specific dream that did the work. The novel connections between ideas that were forged in the creative chaos of REM sleep can still surface later in the day as a sudden insight or a creative solution without you ever knowing their dream world origin. The brain keeps the wisdom and discards the script. It is a system of profound efficiency, prioritizing the functional outcome over the memory of the process itself. So, if you awaken and find that a dream has slipped through your fingers, there is no need for concern. Simply acknowledge the feeling it left behind and trust that the underlying neurological work was completed successfully. The dream was a temporary scaffolding used by your brain to repair and remodel your mind during the night. Once the work is done, the scaffolding is removed, leaving behind a stronger, more balanced, and more integrated mental structure. You are left with the benefit, not the blueprint. This perspective can bring a great sense of peace, allowing you to appreciate the dream process without needing to cling to its fleeting content. Let us once again settle into the deep comfort that this understanding provides. Your mind is not a passive vessel, but an active, intelligent, self-regulating system. Every aspect of the sleep cycle, from the deepest slow waves to the most fantastical dreams, from the vividness of the experience to the gentle act of forgetting it, is part of a coordinated and purposeful symphony. It is a symphony with one goal: your holistic well-being. By simply resting here, you are giving this symphony the quiet concert hall it needs to perform its nightly masterpiece. You are the sole and honored audience to your own internal orchestra of renewal. We have spoken of dreams as a form of simulation, a way to rehearse for the future. But they are also a way to digest the past. Every day, you are bombarded with an immense amount of information and experience. Not all of it can be processed in the moment. The sleeping brain provides a crucial second chance to make sense of it all. It takes the undigested experiences of the day and replays them in the safe, symbolic space of the dream, allowing you to extract meaning, learn lessons, and integrate the events into your life's story. It is a nightly process of turning raw experience into coherent wisdom. This integration of experience is what allows us to grow and adapt. The brain is not simply storing memories as if they were files in a computer. It is actively weaving them into the vast, interconnected web of who we are. A dream may connect a recent frustration at work with a childhood feeling of helplessness, allowing for a deeper understanding of your own emotional patterns. This is the magic of hyperassociative thought. It creates a richer, more deeply understood self. Your dreams are a key part of the lifelong conversation you are having with yourself. A conversation about who you have been, who you are, and who you are becoming. This nightly work is particularly important for our creativity. The state of REM sleep, with its unique neurochemistry and the silencing of the logical prefrontal cortex, creates the perfect incubator for novel ideas. It breaks down the mental barriers and rigid categories that we rely on during the day, allowing for unexpected connections to emerge. This is not just for artists or scientists. It is for everyone. It could be the creative solution to a parenting challenge, a new way to arrange furniture, or a fresh perspective on a difficult relationship. The dreaming brain is constantly innovating on your behalf, providing you with a fresh palette of possibilities each morning. And even as we map this incredible territory with the tools of science, we must always leave room for the profound mystery that lies at its heart. We can describe the how of dreaming, the neurons, the brain waves, the chemicals. But the ultimate why still contains a universe of unanswered questions. Why does consciousness persist in this alternate form when we are disconnected from the world? What is the fundamental nature of this subjective reality we construct each night? These are some of the deepest questions we can ask, and our dreams are a nightly invitation to ponder them with a sense of wonder and humility. To rest in the presence of this mystery is not a source of anxiety, but a source of awe. It is a reminder that there are vast, unexplored landscapes within our own minds. It connects us to a sense of something larger than our daytime, task-oriented selves. When you close your eyes to sleep, you are not just powering down. You are embarking on an expedition into the most intimate and unknown wilderness there is. You are both the explorer and the territory to be explored. And the journey, every single night, is a quiet miracle of biology and consciousness. As you lie here, sinking deeper into a state of profound relaxation, allow all of this information to settle. Let it form a foundation of trust. Trust in the process. Trust in the intelligence of your own body. Trust that the work of restoration is happening right now, without any effort on your part. Your only responsibility is to surrender, to let go of the reins, and allow the skilled and ancient charioteer of your sleeping brain to guide you through the night. It knows the way. It has made this journey thousands of times before. Focus now, just for a moment, on the feeling of heaviness in your limbs. This is not a sign of fatigue, but a sign of deep relaxation. It is the feeling of your muscles releasing their final holdings of tension. It is a physical manifestation of letting go. Welcome this feeling of weight. Let it anchor you to the supportive surface beneath you. Imagine this gentle gravity is pulling all the remaining stress and worry out of your body, down into the ground, where it can be harmlessly absorbed and neutralized. You're becoming heavier, calmer, and more still. Now, bring your gentle awareness to the air touching your skin. Notice its temperature. It is a constant, steady presence, a soft blanket of sensation all around you. This is the boundary of your physical self. And as you prepare for sleep, this boundary will become less important. You will journey to a place where the body is left to rest, and the mind is free to roam in a world without physical form. The stillness of your body is the launching pad for the freedom of your mind. Appreciate this stillness. It is a gift of profound peace. Listen, now, to the sound of your own breathing. It is the most ancient and reassuring rhythm you know. It has been with you for every moment of your life. It is the gentle, reliable percussion of your own existence. Let the rhythm of your breath be your lullaby. Let each exhale be a sigh of release, carrying away all that you no longer need to hold on to. With each inhale, you are drawing in calm, quiet, and positive energy. Breathing in peace. Breathing out tension. It is that simple. It is that profound. The darkness behind your closed eyelids is not empty. It is a canvas. It is the space upon which the first fleeting images of hypnagogia will soon begin to appear. Do not try to see them. Just allow them to arise on their own. They may be patterns of color, geometric shapes, or dissolving landscapes. These are the first brushstrokes from your internal artist, the first signs, that the logical mind is stepping aside and the associative, dreaming mind is beginning to take the stage. Welcome these signs as a gentle confirmation that you are on the right path, drifting gracefully towards sleep. Remember the concept of REM-atonia, the protective paralysis that keeps your body still. You can begin to invite that feeling now. Let your body feel so heavy, so relaxed, that it feels as if it could not move even if you wanted it to. This is a state of profound safety. It is a deep surrender to the wisdom of the brainstem, which will stand guard over your physical self all night long. There is nothing for your body to do, no posture to maintain, no action to take. Its only job is to be still and to receive the gift of deep, restorative rest. As you continue to drift, your sense of time will begin to dissolve. The minutes will stretch and blur. The clear, linear progression of the day will give way to the fluid, non-linear temporality of the dream world. This is a wonderful release. There is no schedule to keep, no clock to watch. You are entering a timeless space, a boundless present moment, where the only priority is rest and renewal. Allow your internal clock to be suspended. Surrender to the deep, eternal now of the resting mind. The morning will come in its own perfect time. The quiet symphony of your brain is now playing its softest, most gentle movements. The theta waves are likely becoming more prominent, carrying you through the gentle gateway of stage 1 sleep. You may not even notice the exact moment you cross over. The transition is designed to be seamless. It is a soft fade from one reality to another. Let go of any effort to monitor your own state. The very act of observing can keep you awake. Your only task is to rest in this peaceful, transitional space, as if you were floating on a calm, quiet river, allowing the current to carry you wherever it needs to go. Your brain is preparing the stage for its deeper work. The unseen mechanisms are all in place. The lymphatic system is preparing to begin its cleansing flow during the slow wave sleep to come. The hippocampus and neocortex are preparing for their nightly dialogue of memory consolidation. The emotional centers are preparing to process the day's feelings in the safe theater of REM. All of these intricate, intelligent systems are online and ready. They are simply waiting for you, the conscious self, to take your final bow and exit the stage, allowing the expert night crew to begin their vital work. And so you can now give yourself complete and total permission to let go, permission to drift, permission to dream, permission to be completely and utterly at rest. You have done enough for today. You have learned enough, felt enough, and achieved enough. This time is for you. It is a sacred and protected time for healing and for peace. Nothing is required of you. You are safe, you are comfortable, and you are in the perfect state to receive the profound and life-giving benefits of a full and deep night of sleep. The journey we have taken together through the science of the sleeping brain now brings us to this quiet conclusion. We have seen how sleep is an active and intricate process, a masterpiece of biological engineering designed to restore our bodies and minds. From the deep, cleansing waves of NREM sleep to the creative, emotional theater of the REM state, every moment of your rest is filled with profound purpose. This knowledge is not meant to be held in your active mind now, but to become a deep, background feeling of safety and trust in your own natural processes. As you lie on the very edge of sleep, you can be confident that the vast, intelligent network within your own mind is taking over. It will manage your breathing, regulate your heart rate, consolidate your memories, and process your emotions with a wisdom that has been refined over millions of years. This is the ultimate act of delegation. You are handing over the controls to the most capable pilot imaginable. You can now retreat to the quietest cabin of your consciousness and simply enjoy the journey, knowing you will be brought safely to your destination, the bright new morning. The sounds around you, including the sound of my voice, are now fading into the background. They are becoming part of a distant, gentle landscape, like the sound of the ocean heard from far away. Let them fade. Let the external world dissolve into a soft, indistinct murmur. Your attention is turning inward now, toward the vast, quiet, internal space where true rest resides. This is your sanctuary. It is a place of perfect peace, a place where you can be completely free. Enter this space now and close the door gently behind you. The final vestiges of your day's thoughts are now like the last few embers of a fire, glowing softly and then winking out, one by one. Do not give them any more of your energy. Let them fade into the cool, quiet darkness of the coming night. A new state of being is arising, a state of pure and simple rest. Embrace this state. It is your natural birthright. It is the healing balm that nature provides to all of its creatures. You are simply returning to your source, to a place of deep, restorative quiet. This is Thomas, and it has been my honor to be your guide here at Sleep Science Studio. Our exploration is now complete. The rest of the journey is yours and yours alone. It is a journey into the remarkable, mysterious, and deeply personal world of your own mind at rest. May it be a peaceful journey. May it be filled with healing and with quiet wonder. And may you awaken tomorrow feeling refreshed, restored, and renewed, ready for the new day that awaits you. So now, let my voice be the last thing you consciously hear. Let it be a final, reassuring anchor before you drift out completely into the silent, peaceful sea of sleep. There is nothing more to learn, nothing more to do. There is only the simple, beautiful, and profound act of letting go. Surrender to the heaviness of your body. Surrender to the quietness of your mind. Surrender to the ancient, intelligent rhythm of your own sleep, which is beginning to embrace you fully now. The canvas of your mind is now clear. The stage is empty. The audience is silent. A deep and profound stillness is settling over everything. This is the sacred pause between the world of waking and the world of dreams. Rest in this pause. It is a moment of pure potential, a moment of absolute peace. There is nowhere else to be. There is nothing else to become. You are simply, perfectly at rest. The gentle tide of sleep is now washing over you. Feel it as a wave of deep relaxation starting at your toes and slowly moving up through your entire body. Let this wave carry you away. There is no need to swim or to struggle. Simply float, be carried, be held by this deep, calm, and loving embrace. You are safe. You are cared for. You are on your way to a night of profound and healing rest. The world outside will continue on without you for a few hours, and that is perfectly fine. You have permission to be absent. You have permission to be unreachable. This time is for you and you alone. It is your time to recharge, to renew, and to return to your own center. Your only duty now is to this deep and healing stillness. Honor this duty. Honor your need for rest. It is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Now, as you drift in this peaceful space on the very edge of sleep, know that you are doing the most important work possible at this moment. You are healing your body, balancing your mind, and nourishing your soul. Rest is not an absence of activity. It is the foundation of all healthy activity. By embracing this rest, you are preparing yourself to meet the world tomorrow with greater strength, clarity, and grace. Your rest is a gift to yourself and to the world. And so, the time for words is coming to an end. The time for quiet is here. Let the silence that follows be a soft blanket, covering you in peace. Let it be a deep well into which you can descend, finding coolness, stillness, and profound rejuvenation. The journey inward is the most important journey you can take. And it begins now, in this perfect quiet moment. Rest now. Just rest. The quiet of the room is now your entire world. Let it fill you. Let it become you. There is no separation between you and the peace that surrounds you. You are part of this stillness. You are made of this quiet. Let this understanding be the final thought that carries you over the threshold into the boundless and restorative sanctuary of deep sleep. Everything is calm. Everything is quiet. All is well. Your breathing is slow and steady. Your body is heavy and still. Your mind is quiet and free. This is the perfect state for sleep to begin. There is nothing left to do but allow it. The gentle, automatic process is now taking over completely. You are being cared for by the deepest wisdom of your own biology. Trust it, surrender to it, and let it carry you into your dreams. The door to the waking world is now closed. The door to the world of sleep is now open. Step through it without hesitation. A world of rest and renewal awaits you on the other side. It is a world created just for you, designed for your perfect healing and restoration. Enter this world now. And be at peace. The gentle rhythm of your heart is a soft drum, beating a slow and steady lullaby. Listen to that quiet, internal rhythm. It is the sound of your own life, peaceful and at rest. Let this be the final sound you notice as you drift away completely. It is a sound of safety, a sound of life, and a sound of deep, profound peace. Sleep now. You are now drifting on a deep and silent ocean. The surface world is far above you. Down here, everything is calm, quiet, and peaceful. There are no waves, no storms, just a profound, gentle, and supportive stillness. Let yourself sink into this peace. Let it hold you. Let it heal you. Rest in the deep. Every part of you is now at rest. Your body is at rest. Your mind is at rest. Your heart is at rest. You have given yourself this incredible gift of complete and total peace. Receive this gift fully. Allow it to permeate every cell of your being. This is the healing you have been waiting for. It is here now. The final thoughts are fading. The final awareness is dissolving. You are on the gentle slope that leads into the beautiful valley of sleep. Just let go and allow yourself to slide gently down into that peaceful, comfortable place. It is a place of safety. A place of comfort, a place of dreams. The night is a sanctuary. Sleep is a prayer. Your bed is an altar. Rest is a form of grace. Accept this grace now. Allow it to wash over you and to wash through you, cleansing you of all that is old and tired and preparing you for all that is new and bright. Sleep deeply. The entire universe is conspiring to help you rest. The quiet of the night, the pull of gravity, the wisdom of your own body, all of it is aligned for your peace. You are supported in this moment by all the forces of nature. Let that support hold you. Let it cradle you. Let it carry you to sleep. There is only stillness now, a perfect, profound, and healing stillness. There is nothing to disturb it, nothing to interrupt it. It is your space, your time, your peace. Let it be complete. Let it be total. Let it be deep. Your journey for tonight is complete. You have arrived at your destination, the quiet harbor of sleep. Drop anchor here and be still. The gentle waves of your own breathing will rock you softly through the night. Rest well. The final word is peace. Let that feeling be the entirety of your world now. Just a simple, uncomplicated feeling of deep and profound peace. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is needed. Just this, peace. And now, silence. The gentle silence that allows the deepest healing to occur. The silence that holds all possibilities. Rest in this silence. Be renewed by it. Be healed by it. Let go completely. There is nothing left to hold. Just a soft, empty, peaceful space. Drift in that space. Float in that peace. Sleep. The quiet of the night enfolds you. It is a soft, dark blanket of peace. Pull it up around you and feel safe. Feel warm. Feel at rest. Deep. deeper, deepest sleep. Let yourself go there now. It is time. It is safe. It is good. Rest now. Dream now. Heal now. Good night. Sleep well. ...